This is Spanish 2, Family and Community, Vocabulary Words 41 through 45. I'm going to say each of these 5 words in English, then Spanish and clap, and I'd like you guys to repeat. All right, 41. License, licencia. License, licencia. 42. The responsibility, la responsabilidad. The responsibility, la responsabilidad. 43. The permit, el permiso. The permit, el permiso. 44. To drive, conducir. To drive, conducir. And 45. To drive, manejar. To drive, manejar. All right, let's look at license. Okay, almost exactly the same word. Okay, I don't think you'll have problems with that at all. All right, responsibility. Again, let's look at this. Frequently, if an English word ends in Y, university, Mary, day. In Spanish, it's going to have an I. Universidad, Maria, dia. Okay. Also, we've talked about this before. Every Spanish word that ends in dad is feminine, the way I remembered it. But my dad's not feminine. So, la verdad, the truth. La probabilidad, the probability. La responsabilidad, la ciudad. If you see a Spanish word that ends in dad, it's always female. It's always going to be la. Permit is permiso, which makes sense because your driver's permit gives you permission so you can drive. Or a hall permit gives you permission so you can walk in the hallway. Now, Mr. Holt, I'm confused. How are we going to remember that to drive is conducir? Well, everybody say conductor. Conductor. What do you call the fellow or the lady who drives the train? They're the conductor. So conducir is to drive. But hold on a second. Manejar is also to drive. How are we going to remember that? Well, man, driving's hard, but I think I'll manage. Man, driving's hard, but I think I'll manage. Well, Mr. Holt, for to drive, do I say conducir or manejar? It's sort of like, do you say I drive, I operate a vehicle? It's the same. I'll be honest. Conducir is a little more common in Spain, and manejar is a little more common in Mexico, but they're understood wherever you go. All right. Let's have a little self-quiz here and see if you've learned anything. Again, look at these 5 words and either say them in English, or I'm sorry, look at these 5 words in English and either say them in Spanish or write them down in Spanish. And again, I think it's more effective, more helpful to write them down in Spanish. Hopefully you learned something. This has been Spanish 2, Family and Community, Vocabulary Words 41 through 45.